Hello everyone, and welcome to our Spotlight series, where we share current trends on the critical role resilience plays within organizations. I'm Pam Boris, your host and Chief Marketing Officer here at MECU. And joining me today is Dr. Adam Perlman, Chief Medical Officer and co-founder at MECU. Thanks for taking the time to be here today, Adam.
Pleasure to do this with you, Pam.
So Adam, this is a question that's near and dear to your heart considering the environment that you work in, and that is that healthcare workers face numerous challenges during the pandemic, which impacted their well-being and ability to provide care. Given these challenges, what steps can be taken to support doctors, nurses, and other members of the healthcare workforce?
Well, Pam, that's a great question, and if you'll give me 3 to 4 hours, I'd be happy to answer it.
Big topic, you're right.
Endeavor to sort of give you an encapsulated answer to what is, a complicated situation. This isn't really sort of a destination, right? I mean, it's a journey. It's not like we're ever going to get there and say, okay, all of our employees have all the wellness and resiliency and that they need, and no one's burnt out. But it's really recognizing that we need a sustained focus on supporting our employees at each one of those levels in our organization. And what does that look like? And so for many of us, certainly within healthcare, there's a renewed focus on mental health. I think that's extremely important because we know many of our colleagues, many of our employees are truly suffering at a level that needs a more medically oriented intervention. Let me just sort of say it that way. But I also think it's a little bit of a misstep to be overly focused on, more aggressive EAP and other interventions, psychologists, psychiatry, if you perhaps, at the exclusion of what I really consider to be the larger bell-shaped, or the aspect of the bell-shaped curve, which is, individuals that are feeling somewhat burnt out. They're certainly feeling stressed. They're feeling overwhelmed. They may not necessarily need a psychologist, but they need an intervention. They need a support. They need guidance so that they can become and feel more resilient. They need to feel appreciated. And I think another piece to sort of dealing with that is, as a team, as a group, as an organization, kind of reminding ourselves of the mission of what we're doing. I think certainly senior leadership needs to be looking at the latest in technological solutions, but also querying the people who are in the trenches. What are they seeing? What are they feeling? Where are there opportunities for process improvement, or to try to add technology into processes that may be tedious at the moment, or to get rid of things that maybe aren't truly required. And so, it is a bit of a heavy lift, but there is clearly an opportunity. And what I always sort of try to emphasize is, in the midst of this moment, while we're trying to do the work as an organization, maybe even as a field, or in whatever your individual organizations and enterprises, it's critically important that in the midst of this, we still do what we need to do to support the individual, support their ability to thrive, support their ability to be resilient and manage and make it through. And that's what I try to really emphasize.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for highlighting, the systemic issues, for the organization as a whole, as well as for the individual. It has been sort of a perfect storm of disconnection and loss and all the healthcare profession. And I think everybody who's outside of the healthcare profession is incredibly sympathetic to it, because those are really the protectors and the people that look after all of us. So thank you for all the work that you're doing to really bring this message to the field. And to your point, hopefully there are some improvements that we see. And we know here at MECU that it's all about building a resilient workforce. And with a resilient workforce, you create a culture of adaptability, innovation, and growth to make some of these changes that Dr. Perlman was just talking about. And MECU is here to partner with you to drive sustainable long-term success. What steps have you taken to build a more resilient workforce? Share your thoughts at events@mequilibrium.com, and let's continue the conversation. Please also visit resilience2023.com to see all of our upcoming programming. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.